stands for truth. He stands for justice. He stands for what's right. This is the Alex Jones Show. Call Alex now, toll free, at 877-590-5525. Now live from Austin, Texas, here's Alex Jones.
Stacks of news. EPA takes first step towards climate change regs. Translate that into hundreds of taxes on every facet of your life, and they admit that deeper in the article. But still, you tell the public, these are taxes, and they go, really? And then you find out it's all a complete and total fraud. Now that it's been proven the Earth just started cooling the last 2 years, since the sun cooled off, goes through a 12-year cycle. So now they're saying, oh, climate change. Pretty soon they'll go, Mommy, Grandpa says that there used to be something called seasons, and it got hot and cold. No, honey, he's a conspiracy theorist. Grandpa's with Al-Qaeda. That's why they took him away for re-education. Good, Grandma. I heard people that claim that we used to have seasons were evil. By the way, they now admit they're chemtrailing us. The White House has come out and said, oh, yeah, we're doing tests spraying the atmosphere to save you from global warming. Folks, they've been doing it since 1996. The guy won a Nobel Prize for it in 92. Said they'd mix chemicals with jet fuel, perfect compartmentalization, spray the atmosphere. And they're doing it. And now AP last week, oh, yeah, we're going to spray you. We're going to terraform the planet. Mommy, Grandpa says there used to be seasons on the planet. Honey, don't listen to Grandpa. He's a terrorist. That's why the men in black uniforms took him away. There really wasn't seasons once? Mommy, Grandpa's a liar? Yes, he's a liar. Now drink your mercury shake. Mommy, kids didn't used to have to be in wheelchairs. They used to be able to walk. 'Cause, Mommy, I'm 19 and I can hardly talk. No, geniuses like you have always had a 76 IQ. Mommy, can I have more mercury? Yes, honey. Oh, I can't handle it anymore, ladies and gentlemen. EPA takes first step towards climate change. Again, we've got another report here. New pollution limits seen for cars and big plants. They're going to make you have a hybrid. They keep lying on the news going, this car goes 200 miles an hour on 1 gallon of gas. And then they try to do a test and the thing goes 5 miles and breaks down. It's a complete lie. Oh, my goodness. But that, regardless, they keep mixing in their land-grabbing agenda and their taxes on every form of carbon dioxide that plants breathe. They keep mixing that in with new energy and new technologies and all these good things. All it is taxes. So we'll be going over that. And, of course, you will be paying your taxes to the private IMF and World Bank. I've been telling you that for over a decade, but now it's big news as they unveil it and announce the new global currency already being issued bank to bank. They're already moving away from the dollar. That's why the Wall Street Journal had an article on Wednesday about China, Japan, Russia, Europe move away from dollar reserves. Massive dumping of the dollar the last few months as they move into the new SDRs being issued by the IMF and World Bank. That's bank-to-bank lending. It's digital money.
Okay, hey, just wanted to share a little story with you about chemtrails. I'm a history major here at Indiana University of Pennsylvania out in western PA. And for my sociology class, they required us to bring in an environmental article. So I brought in an article about chemtrails, and I had asked the class if anybody had heard of them. Of course, no one heard of them. And so I went on for about a 5-minute rant talking about the barium and the aluminum that they're releasing into the stratosphere, et cetera. And basically I was confronted with a classroom full of laughter after, the teacher sort of made a few jokes about it, trying to really destroy my argument.
Yeah, they're taught they're winners because they're dumb. They're taught they're winners because they know nothing but Britney Spears and American Idol. Meanwhile, it's all over the news. They're terraforming and mixing it with jet fuel and spraying us. Go ahead.
Right, and I just went on, I brought in an article, and something happened with my printer. I couldn't print off the second page, and at the end of the class, I went up to her and said, I'll bring in the rest of that article for you to read because, it's very important, this information. And she goes, laughing to herself, she goes, oh, well, I'm not going to read that. I said, excuse me? She said, oh, I'm not going to read that. Like, what do you mean? This is information you had no idea about. Obviously, people in the class are, they were laughing, but
let me stop you because it's about listen, stop. This is the mental illness. This is what slaves are like. Slaves, after they've been slaves a while, generationally like to be slaves. She doesn't care. They don't want to be enlightened. They don't want to be free. It's delusional. For them, perception's reality. So she doesn't care if you bring in the AP article with Obama, science advisor saying spray the atmosphere. Was that the article?
Yeah, it was from WhiteWatch.com. I also brought in the one from...
okay, so you brought out from WhiteHouse.gov their announcement about terraforming the planet to stop global warming, total bull, when the scientists admit it's actually to heat the planet. God knows why they're doing it. It's classified. But the point is that she said, I don't care. I don't want to see it. I want to feel like I'm right. See, that's buying into the delusion. Go ahead.
Right, and it was just to me, I was really blown away. I know people think that it's conspiracy theory and all this other stuff, but it was just really.
Sir, I get emails where people don't believe the European Union exists. That's how dumbed down Americans are.
Right, and then the fact that she didn't even want to read it, didn't even want us to devote a second of her time.
That's why I quit college with straight A's. It was delusional. I mean, I would write papers against the anti-American, anti-freedom stuff, and they'd give me C minuses. So I cynically one semester just totally wrote whatever they wanted. How families were bad, how world government was good, A pluses. They're whores. They're intellectual prostitutes. It's a fraud. It's a cult of scum and weaklings. Look, that's what the New World Order is. It's a bunch of parasite weaklings working for the elites that want to feed on those of us that are productive. But they don't know the elites plan to get rid of them as soon as they've used the parasites to bring down those of us that are strong. The elites openly say this.
And you have this fake global warming science going on. And
it's admittedly fake. The sun's what drives it. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of the ignorance. They get all these idiots to buy into something and they won't admit they're wrong.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
And yeah, our country's falling. Private banks have come in, seized the nation. They have unlimited capital. They make out of fiat. And they've just got to make sure that they've got secret police and thugs everywhere. So when they bankrupt everything and take all your pension funds and draft your sons and daughters to carry out their wars overseas, that you can't resist them. And they find lots of weak-minded, control freak, little petty ideologues to join them and be part of it. They're hiring illegal aliens, felons, you name it, to join the military and police. Oh, you didn't know that. Pure criminals have taken control of the government. And I don't mean Barack Obama. That guy's a complete Madison Avenue puppet. He doesn't run jack squat. You notice they've announced unlimited spying on the American people. It all continues under Obama. You notice they're just announcing they're going to pull you over without a warrant, without even arresting you, and take your DNA. If you read this carefully, it says those detained, those pulled over. This is enslavement. This is bondage. Look, the government knows 98% of you don't want the bailouts and don't want open borders and don't want police state. That's why they're gearing it up. They're criminal. They're illegitimate. They've taken over the country. They think it's theirs. And look, you can laugh all you want. They're going to take everything you got. They're going to stage riots and the breakdown of society this year, next year, maybe 5 years from now when they think they're ready. That's why we got to expose these terrorists now and expose what they're doing, and we can save this nation. There's a lot of control freaks out there who don't care. They just want to be on the winning team, gutting this country. You're expendable too. Remember that. You're gutting your own future. It's time for you to have a serious gut check and look at whose side you're on and stop rationalizing what you're involved in.